Thanksgiving, the midday game, we have the Washington Redskins visiting the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas, a 3-point favorite, total 48.5. VR, my friend, I think you have a strong opinion on this game.
I do. The line's 3 right now, right? Opened 4. Right away, dropped down to 3. I think the sharp bettors knew that the public's going to be on Washington, based more on the fact of how this series has gone. Because even though Dallas has owned them, winning 7 of the last 10, including 3 straight, Washington's covered against them 8 times in the last 10 games. So every game's been close. In fact, the last 3 wins Dallas has had come by a combined 8 points. So I think it's the history of the series on why we're seeing that move drop down. But for me, once again, it comes down to price. And if you look at Washington, Dallas on a neutral field, what this line reflects is that these are 2 even teams. And that, to me, just doesn't make any sense at all. I think Dallas is the much better team. In fact, I think they're 2 to 3 points better than Washington. So factor in home field advantage, and it's an easy pick for me to be on the favorite, the Dallas side. And surprisingly, it's going to be a Thanksgiving game where the books are going to need Dallas, because not only is Washington going to get the money, but Washington's going to be tied into more teasers than any other team, I think, other than New England come Thanksgiving. You're going to get New England and Washington teasers like crazy. That's what I think is going to happen. And when you look at this game, to me, Romo has been inconsistent, and when it's prime time under the lights, he's choked. But an NFL bettor I really respect, knows their stuff when it comes to the NFL, told me, if you're going to bet Dallas, you're going to bet them in November. Romo shines in November.
He's never lost at home in November.
Exactly. So even though they're 0-7 ATS, the last 7 at home, Dallas is not covered at home, and Romo's thrown 10 interceptions in 4 home games this year, I think he shows up on Thanksgiving. And historically, Dallas has done well there at home during the holiday. They're 5-1 ATS the last 6 games there. I think they get it done. I really do.
Chuck Edel.
And it's funny too, because and I know when you try to take advantage of that public perception, the sharp guys, including Chris, were on Cleveland against Dallas on Sunday. So all of a sudden now, I mean, Dallas kind of everybody, the public was all over Dallas. Dallas barely wins. The public's all pissed off at Dallas here. And now, for the first time, we've known about this Dallas, how bad they've been at home and everything. All of a sudden, it starts getting broadcast just a little bit more.
And now all of a sudden, into the line.
Yeah, and now all of a sudden, absolutely. And now the public, who was just loving Dallas here, a couple days back, now they're going to jump against them, and a short price here for Dallas. And I think this is one of those spots here, Chris, where Dallas could get the job.
Well, I laid the 3. I got to tell you. I mean, I bet it already out of my pocket. I wrote a story in Gaming Today. My column appears every Tuesday. Might as well plug myself.
Absolutely.
But I talked about if there's a sleeper out there for the Super Bowl, it's the Cowboys. And I wouldn't bet them. I'm not telling anybody to bet them.
Sure.
If you want to put a couple of entertainment dollars on them, they're going to give you a good bang for your buck. They got 4 home games left, 2 road games, all winnable, including this one. I think this is a cheap price.
And I don't think Washington's in any great form. I mean, sure, they look great against Philadelphia. They looked great against Philadelphia, but they had lost to Carolina, Pittsburgh, and the Giants. Granted, Pittsburgh and the Giants are good teams. But if you're going to be a team that is even with Dallas, you should be able to compete against those teams, and I just didn't see it.
All right, we've talked about it. We're going to have to go ahead and wrap it up. Let's go ahead and make it official.
Just give them a pick. Thanksgiving Day, short week for both teams. I think that's going to favor the home team here. The thing about Dallas is we know they're 0-7 at home the last 7 games against the spread. I think that's been factored into this price, and we're getting a really good line on Dallas at only -3 at home. That line tells me these 2 teams are evenly matched on a neutral field. Nothing else really supports that claim except perception. I'm going to take the Cowboys. I'm going to take the favorite on Thanksgiving and see what happens.
Well, I agree. And what do we always say? In the NFL, you buy low, you sell high. And that's exactly what we're doing.
Romo in November.
All right, coming up next, I'm going to give you my pick on the Patriots against the Jets, which will be the Thursday night capper. And remember, you can see all our videos at pregame.tv.